We are back and presenting for Cardiff High School Report. I'm Freya.
And I'm Ben. And our top stories today are Mrs James's trip to Auschwitz,
Our school hygiene system.
and boys versus girls and how they are treated differently in our school.
Also, an exciting report today about the sports performed in our school.
And the weather report.
But our first story is on our annual Year 7 and 8 Year Eisteddfod.
We give you to Dan, Franz, Sam, Keris, Sophie and Katja for this report.
Hello, my name is Franz and this is Dan.
The Eisteddfod tradition in Wales dates back thousands of years. On the 3rd of March, we had our yearly school Eisteddfod for Year 7 and Year 8.
A great thing about the Eisteddfod is that it gives the opportunity to our pupils to take part in a wide range of events,
including stage competitions like singing, piano, poetry recitals and even a dance.
There were also many stage competitions, including IT geography and lots of different subjects, according to the year you were in.
We also interviewed a Welsh teacher here at Cardiff High School to see how he thought the Eisteddfod went.
How do you think the Eisteddfod went?
I thought the Eisteddfod was excellent. It was the first time in all my years in Cardiff High that I actually got to see the Eisteddfod, and I thought it was fantastic. It was an excellent day. The competitions were great, and both Year 7s and Year 8s seemed to have a great time.
How much effort do you think pupils put in?
Well, I thought every single form put a lot of effort in because all the recitations I thought were of an excellent standard, all different, but all very good, and also in the paid activities, I thought that was also a very, very high standard. So I would say the effort, was excellent.
The Year 7 Eisteddfod was a great success, showcasing many people's talent. Let's go to the Year 8 Eisteddfod to see how things there turned out.
Thank you, Year 7. Hello, I'm Karis and this is Sophie, and we will be giving you the report of the Year 8 Eisteddfod. This has been a really exciting term, as we have prepared and delivered the Eisteddfod.
The Eisteddfod has been so special this year, as it will be our last Eisteddfod.
The forms in Year 8 have been extremely busy preparing for the Eisteddfod.
They prepared months beforehand. Every form has been very eager to win the Eisteddfod. They've tried to enter as many competitions as possible to secure themselves in the 2017 Eisteddfod winner.
Today we are joined by Anna, winner of the instrumental competition. So Anna, how did this make you feel?
When I was performing, I was really scared because I had to perform on my own with an accompaniment in front of the entirety of Year 8, which is over 200 people. But when I won, I was really relieved because I've worked on this piece for 2-3 months. How long have you been playing violin for? I've been playing for about 7 years and 7 months. So quite a while.
How do you think your performance went?
Well, for me personally, it could have gone better, but for in general, I think it went quite well.
Thank you, Anna. The Eisteddfod was a great success. Everyone was supportive of every form and couldn't wait to see if they were lucky enough to place.
Eisteddfod was absolutely incredible. My favourite part was winning the science competition. I also really enjoyed watching the dances. All around, the Eisteddfod was such a fun experience to have, supporting every form and wearing our colours. What was your favourite part, Karis?
Well, one of my favourite parts was because I was the Eisteddfod captain, I got to go on stage and they eliminated forms one by one as to who was going to come first and last. We positioned ourselves at the end, thinking that we were going to come last. We surprised ourselves and came second, which was incredible. But I also really enjoyed watching the poems for Haley Happy, because that was just really fun to watch everyone do it.
There's one question we really want to be answered. Will there be an Eisteddfod next year in Year 9?
Yes, because I quite enjoy the ice test ones because the competition gives everyone a chance to compete against each other.
We're thinking about having a jamboree in Year 9, so a nice big sing-along for Year 9 to make sure that you're not missing out. So we have to see what happens next year.
Do you think there should be an ice scaffold in Year 9?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
So, what do you think about Mr. Curnow attempting to arrange a Year 9 ice scaffold for our year?
I think there should be something like that for Year 9 to do, because it gave us lots of happy memories.
Yes, I completely agree. It gives everyone a fair chance to show what they're good at.
However, we need to stop jabbering on and get on with the next report.
Up next is Anna, Farouz, Lily and Anna with an interesting report including an interview with Mrs. James. I will hand over to them.
Hi, it's Lily,
Anna and Anna.
and today we're going to be interviewing the sixth formers and Mrs. James who went to Auschwitz death camp in Poland.
When we arrived, actually, it was very sombre, very quiet. That was the first thing that really struck us, I think. And then obviously just seeing the sheer size of it, we weren't aware that there were actually two sites, so we went to the first site, Auschwitz first, where it's more of a museum. So we actually got to look at, for example, things that had been, what was I looking for, rescued.
Liberated?
Yeah, I suppose liberated when the Russians actually went in. So for example, the one thing that struck me, and I wasn't prepared for it, was in one of the display cases there was lots of hair, and it was explained to us by the guide that actually they use that hair to sort of stuff pillows and then send them back to Germany and so on. So it was a real reality check for me, because I think it's very easy to forget that over the 6 million people that died, they were actually people, and how awful life was for them.
So, was that how you imagined it would be? Was it worse than you imagined?
I think we all kind of felt that if we went there, it wouldn't be not as bad as we all thought it was. Because when we got there, it was so daunting, and like I think we were all taken back that we didn't appreciate it as soon as we got there until we started walking around and we were getting told what had happened in the past. That I think it was brought into more detail that we were just kind of shocked by it all.
How much do you think your life has been affected by it?
I think it makes me appreciate my life more, because currently there are a lot of people who are being persecuted and we don't experience that, whereas many other people in the world are, and so it kind of makes me glad in a way, but then also horrified that masses of people can still be persecuted even though such an event has already happened.
If you had to summarise your experience in the trip in a couple of emotions, what would you say?
Speechless is still a good way to describe it.
I just kind of say distressing in some ways. Because
I think initially I felt really angry.
But it was very harrowing.
Appreciating everything more after the experience.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Back to Freya and Ben in the studio.
Thank you, girls. Very interesting. I would really like to go on that trip myself to see all the horrors of World War II.
Now, reporting on what we have worked on all year and through the next term coming. Our hygiene issues across the school.
Spoken and presented by Lily, Miella, Libby, Megan, Freya and Keris.
Hi, I'm Libby, and we're here to talk to you today about the school hygiene project.
Recently, hygiene has become a huge issue in our school, so as reporters we've been trying to raise awareness of this issue.
Some of our reporters held an assembly about the hygiene, whilst others put posters around the school.
Recently, our hygiene rating in the canteen has increased from 4 to 5. Here's Miella and Lily to tell us more about the cook's recent triumph.
Hello, today we are with the school cook to do an interview on their achievement of a 5 hygiene rating.
So, firstly, when did you earn 5 hygiene ratings?
2nd to the 3rd, this month.
Secondly, What improvements did you make to increase the hygiene rating?
In general, not a lot, because there's not a lot to be improved, but you just got to be vigilant on labelling, dating everything, and just basically turn everything around as quickly as possible.
How did children in this school help to keep the canteen hygiene levels?
By putting their rubbish in the bin, clearing their tables, and just being general cleanliness.
Thank you for joining us in the interview. This has been Miela
and Lily.
Back to the studio.
Wow, that's fantastic news. Exciting canteen prospects for the future.
Here's Keris from Parliament to tell us about how they've been promoting hygiene.
Hi, I'm Keris and I'm one of the Year 8 Parliament representatives.
Hi Keris, so what has the Parliament been discussing lately?
All sorts of things from first aid lessons in school, having a school radio system, but like BBC Report, we've also been talking about hygiene around the school. And we had a meeting, the head teacher, and we raised this issue about the toilets in particular. And I didn't realise, but they're so expensive to refurbish, and the school just can't afford to refurbish all these toilets and then us to misuse them and treat them badly.
Would you say that all the pupils back your opinions?
Definitely. We went round and lots of people said that one of the main things they would change about the school are the toilets. So it's definitely a topic that all the pupils feel very strongly about.
Yeah, it sounds like a real priority.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Keris.
It's okay.
Here are my top 5 tips for being a hygienic pupil. 1. Always carry hand sanitizer. It's an essential. You know what it is. 2. Flush the toilet. Is it really that hard? And just think of the next person. 3. Put your gum in the bin. Don't stick it under a table. Because if that falls out on your bag, 4. Cover your mouth when coughing, or like obviously if you're sneezing, because the person next to you won't thank you. 5. Always put your rubbish in the bin. Just think about those poor cleaners that have to grab that disgusting, gross, unhygienic litter that could have been pooped on by a seagull. This is Miela
and Lily.
Today we are reporting about the bins around our school.
Many people drop litter on the floor and it's affecting our environment.
It's also affecting our hygiene and it causes a lot of disruption around our school.
So to stop these, we've installed these new bins to ensure that children are treating the school with respect.
Thank you for listening. Back to the studio.
So that's all from us. Be clean.
Think hygiene.
Well done, girls. You really brought every issue that needed to be brought across then. And how we have done our very best to improve the school hygiene system.
A lovely report there from just some of our reporters here at Cardiff High School. Next in the line of reports for you today is the annual pupil interest story.
If you didn't know already, a pupil interest story is when the pupils decide on what we think is the most heated story of the year.
For today, we have decided as a whole that the pupil interest story will be based on how boys and girls are treated differently in our school.
Without further ado, here it is.
Hi, I'm Kate from ATAR. Gender inequality is a big issue, especially in sport. In 1921, football was banned for women by the FA, and the ban was not lifted until as late as 1971. This had a major effect on the women's game. The popularity of the women's game was dramatically degraded and has not fully recovered since. As a keen footballer myself, it angers me that because of pure sexism, my game is not considered a high-profile sport. Fortunately, thanks to the amazing run of England at the 2015 World Cup in Canada, which saw them finishing 3rd, women's football popularity is on the rise, and more young girls are taking an interest in football.
I'm Shay from 8J. And I'm Beth, also from 8J. We are going to be reporting on Boys vs Girls and International Women's Day. 2 topics that we are both very passionate about. These are important because we feel, along with many others that boys and girls should have the same opportunities. We also feel that there should not be gender stereotyping in sports, music and everyday sociable activities.
Plus, this year, International Women's Day was held on the 8th of March.
This day was represented by many inspirational women across the world, like Malala, Emma Watson, Abby Wambach, Rosa Parks and Florence Nightingale.
This has been Shay and Beth. Back to you in the studio.
Hello, I'm Maddie from 8L. And I'm Georgie from 8L. Today we're joined with Maya from 8R to ask her a few questions about her life as a feminist. Maya, how does being a feminist affect your life for the better?
I think it affects me greatly. I think that women supporting and empowering women is very, very important, and also men supporting and empowering women is very important. Because in this day and age, many women are objectified, and I think that's completely unfair, and I think that women should be represented for the amazing people that we are.
Do you think it's unfair that boys don't get to do some sports that girls do and girls don't get to do some sports that boys?
I definitely do, because mainly throughout my life I've always noticed that boys have had more opportunities in sports than girls, and then also I've seen that hockey and netball are also seen as girls' sports, and boys should equally be allowed to play those sports, and I think that it's definitely something that affects us within the school.
Do you think there are any other things in the school that need to be changed so that girls and boys have a fair opportunity?
Definitely the uniforms. I think it's very unfair considering A, skirt lengths, and B, how we have completely different uniforms. Say you're a trans individual or you have a non-binary gender, you may feel uncomfortable in the uniform that you've been put in, and I think that's completely unfair on people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Maya.
How do you feel about the gender equality in school?
I think it's really good, in PE, girls get all the opportunities that the boys get, especially now with the rugby development officer, girls rugby's on the rise, girls football's on the rise, which is really good. I think we've got loads of equipment here, and I think you don't have anything that the boys don't have, so I think it's really good opportunities.
How do you feel about gender equality in school?
I think boys should be playing netball, because girls are playing football and rugby. They're playing all sports. Yeah, innit? And I just think we should play all sports. Yeah, because
Thank you to Maddie, Kate, Beth, Che and Georgie for including lots of different people's views in this report.
Right, now we have Tom, Leon, Oscar and Hudreth doing the sports report for the second time in a row.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Oscar.
And I'm Leon. And I'm Hudreth. And today we're going to be talking about sport.
As you know, sport is a big part of what we do here at CHS.
The most recent sporting event is the Six Nations. Here's a quick run through of the last 5 games.
France beat Italy 40-18.
England beat Scotland 61-21.
Wales beat Ireland 22-9. England beat Italy 36-15.
And that was a brief run through of the last 5 Six Nations scores.
In other news, the senior rugby team lost 18-21 in a close game against Razir.
The Year 9 hockey team had a 0-0 draw against Corpus, a very close game. Well done.
The Year 7 football team won their pool by winning in the final 3-0. And the Year 8 team finished 4th overall in the tournament.
That's it from us. Back to the studio.
Very exciting stuff, boys. Next up, reporting on this week's weather is Katie, Karis, David and our trusty camera and editing man, Omar. Here it is. By the look of things, it's looking a bit cloudy out there, so hopefully they don't get wet.
Hello, I'm David, reporter for BBC School Report, joined with
Katie
and me, Karis. Today we're going to be reporting the weather.
Hello, the weather here in Cardiff today is a bit rainy, but cloudy as well. It's 9 degrees. And in Newport today it's going to be partly cloudy, also at 9 degrees. Hopefully tomorrow's weather will be better. Over to Cara.
Thank you, Katie. Hello, tomorrow's weather in Cardiff will be rainy at 10 degrees. In London tomorrow it will be sunny at 12 degrees. Back to you, David.
Thank you for listening to our weather report. Back to the studio.
What a lovely way to finish up here today. Thanks, guys.
So that's it from us. Stay tuned in the upcoming weeks for more exciting news from here at Cardiff High School.
See you next year, and goodbye from me, Freya.
And me, Ben.
And on behalf of us in BBC School Report, goodbye.